Hello, I'm David Conley, owner of Jabel. Jabel's die-struck, hand-finished jewelry is universally considered to be among the finest jewelry made in the United States. With its classic feminine styling and strict attention to detail, customers have been enjoying the beauty of Jabel Jewelry since 1916. The secret to Jabel's success and quality is found here at our state-of-the-art manufacturing facility in Irvington, New Jersey, using a team of artisans and craftsmen who are among the finest in the industry. Over the next few minutes, we're going to take a look at how these men and women work together using Jabel's unique method to create beautiful works of art.
Jabel Jewelry has been recognized for generations for its unique die-striking process. During this process, precious metals are struck with an immense amount of force, carefully forming the pieces on which lustrous diamonds and rich precious gemstones will later be set. Die striking the metals creates an incredibly strong setting that can truly stand the test of time. The resulting pieces have greater density and durability than more common cast jewelry that is made in low-pressure molds. As many as 30 different steps may go into a single piece.
Long before any steel is machined, shaped, or handcrafted, the manufacturing process begins here with an artist's sketch.
Producing a complete set of die-striking tools is a time-consuming, costly process, so sketches are used to formulate critical measurements to the thousandths of an inch and predetermined gemstone sizes. Working from the details of the sketch, an engraver will use files and various hand tools to carefully create an exact replica of the piece being produced with a block of steel. This replica is called a hub. The hub will be used to create a reverse image of the piece known as a die. To do this, the tool maker slowly begins to sink the hub into another block of softened steel. The hub marks the block and the steel is cut away. The hub is again pressed into the cavity left from the removed material, and additional material is taken away. This process is continued until the mirror image of the hub is fully embedded into the block of steel. The master die is now sharpened and machined to perfection.
During each step of the striking process, dies like this one are used to force the precious metal into the desired shape, forming our incredibly strong pieces.
Because of its value, the master die is not used to strike pieces, but is actually duplicated to produce several working dies that will be used for production. Working dies can either be made by hand, similar to the master die, or produced using copper pieces called electrodes. Several electrodes are stamped from the master die, and in a series are burned into a block of steel using an electrical discharge machining process. This step is performed in a tank filled with conductive oil. There are various types of working dies. Some are used as a first blank, while others are used to finish the piece. Blanking, trim, piercing, and bending tools are also produced by the tool makers. Dies can experience as much as 50 tons of striking force, so numerous working dies are stocked in case of breakage. When the full set of tools is complete, they are turned over to the press department.
Alloying of metals is very important to the die striking process. Before the pieces can be pressed, we must carefully prepare the appropriate metal alloy that will be used.
Jabel uses 24-karat gold, alloyed with different base metals, to obtain the required carat, color, and hardness. The alloys produced are 14-karat yellow, pink, and green gold, 18-karat yellow gold, 18-karat white gold, as well as platinum. Jabel's white gold contains 15% palladium, a platinum-based metal for increased malleability and ductility, allowing pieces to be formed easily with little distortion. It is also whiter and less yellow, closely resembling platinum. A natural gas-fired furnace is used to alloy most metals. Fine gold and base metal alloy are combined and placed into a graphite or ceramic crucible. The mix is heated until a temperature of over 1550 degrees is reached that allows the alloy to be poured into an ingot mold.
Here in the press department, the first operation is rolling the metal to the required thickness.
The alloyed material is rolled and heat treated in a controlled atmospheric furnace using dissociated anhydrous ammonia. The anhydrous ammonia cover removes oxygen and allows the metal to maintain its brightness. Temperatures for gold are set between 1200 to 1400 degrees to achieve the desired softness. The rolling process is repeated until the desired size and thickness is achieved.
Die striking requires equipment that will properly move the metal. Jabel uses a variety of presses like this one that squeeze and hammer metal at dissimilar forces.
The skilled press operator uses a combination of kick, screw, and pneumatic presses as well as drop hammers. These machines apply direct force to the metal and die. The cavity is quickly filled with optimal blows. It is very important that the die set be properly positioned and appropriate force is applied. Any misalignment or too much force can damage the tool set or worse, injure the operator. Jabel's famous one-piece and multi-piece settings can take as many as 15 operations to complete, beginning as a small square blank and raised step by step in a progression of dies. The blank is based on the basic shape of the piece and is formed using a blanking tool. Rolled metal is placed over the cavity and squeezed in an automatic or kick press. The blank is formed and then heat treated. The blank is now struck flat in the start die and heat treated again. The piece is now struck in a finishing die using the raised force of the press to remove excess metal and shape the piece. This operation will be repeated until the required thickness is reached. Any remaining flashing or overflow is removed using a rough trimming tool. And the piece is heat treated again. Then the settings prongs are created using a cutting tool. Jabel shanks are formed through an equally involved process. Beginning as a blank, they are pressed through a series of dies to achieve the desired shape and thickness. The shanks must be heat treated throughout the process and excess metal must be trimmed away. All of the finished elements of the piece now make their way to a jeweler for assembly. Jabel uses many variations of die striking as well as other manufacturing methods in the production of our pieces. Our seamless wedding bands are formed using two different processes. One involves a basic blanking operation. Metal is rolled to the desired thickness. Washer-looking blanks are struck and then turned inside out and cut on a lathe. The other way is to cut extruded tubing to the desired shape. The seamless metal allows us to shrink and stretch the pieces to obtain the proper finger size.
Even with all the modern technology,